So when you're feeling down and in the dumps, sometimes one of the best remedies, although financially not the most responsible, is a little retail therapy. And when you need them most, who's there for you but good old Sony delivering your PS5 Pro. So today, we're gonna go through, unbox it, get it all set up to be the ultimate gaming machine, at least for a console you can buy currently. And then I'm gonna give you a little review of the system, what I think, and whether or not it's worth the upgrade. So, to kick it off, unfortunately, a system like this is not just a single box affair anymore. So, we've had to purchase a couple of other things, including a $30 stand, which is pretty ridiculous in my opinion, and the disk drive. So, we're gonna have to throw those in there. In addition, I also have a little bit of open surgery we're gonna have to do on this guy because I don't want to spend all that time loading games onto my PS5, so I'm gonna take the extra 4TB SSD I put in this and put it into the PlayStation 5 Pro. And then on top of that, I have a 1TB, which was the original upgrade that I made to that, which I'm going to put back in that. So I have two working PS5s with plenty of storage to use them on. So let's dive right in, get this puppy set up, and check it out. All right, so PS5 Pro here. Let's go ahead. There's a little sticker on top. We're going to just pop that. Oh, also a little PlayStation seal right there. So if you ever buy one of these guys, there are two seals, this one which I just broke, and a PlayStation seal right on there. So you can be sure that your system is brand spanking new. Open her up. Very similar to the PSVR 2, which I also purchased, in that the outside box is super flimsy and it's not really like the structural box. This is just the advertising box. I think maybe they do that so that they can build their systems, put them in the standard box, and then save the marketing to last, maybe? I don't know. Maybe someone can explain to me why this is the way that it is, but super flimsy. I could just fold it up if I wanted to. We're not gonna bother with that right now. Just get her out of the way. Then, it's got some little tabs on the side here. Look like these go up. Oh, there we go. We got that side open first, so we will stick with that. And out comes your PS5 Pro. And we'll see what else is included in the box in just a second. We have our handy dandy manual right there for the PS5 Pro. Put that aside. It has a little cardboard on the sides. It's actually much smaller than it. Is it much smaller? It seems smaller. I guess not. I guess it's about the same size as a normal PS5. So here are the PS5 and the PS5 Pro side by side. They are almost the same height, but the biggest difference is in the depth. The PS5 Pro is definitely a smaller machine here. Maybe it's closer to a slim model. Width-wise, it's pretty close, still smaller though. So now, the next step's going to be opening it up and putting that SSD in. Ooh, actually, I need to open the other one to take that SSD out. So it's the side with the disk. You're lifting up right here on this side and then sliding this side down and then it comes off. It does take a little work though. So, and inside here is our SSD, and we're going to go ahead and take this screw out here, like so. Make sure you don't lose that thing. Off comes the cover. And there's our SSD. Take this screw out here. Don't lose that screw either. Now comes the SSD. I guess maybe the riser wasn't quite, I don't know, maybe the riser was holding it. Anyway, this is the SSD, the 4TB one. Just keep that riser in there, you don't want to lose that thing. So, 4TB out. 1 terabyte back in. They look the same because I'm off of Amazon. I bought a cheap heatsink, slapped it on there with some heat pads, and it's been perfectly fine. Works great. Okay, so it's all the way up to that one, so that's second to last notch. So that 80 is the notch that will line up. You just want to be in at an angle and then down. If it's popping up a little bit, that's fine. That's how it's supposed to be. Put this little screw back in. Okay, don't lose the screw. Just tight enough, doesn't need to be crazy. Let me put this cover back on. Let's get that little end slid in there, screw back on there. And our first PS5 is all set. Put the top back on and that's ready to go. And in this case, I will have to format that because what I had done was that was the one I bought first when I got my PS5 to expand it, but it was only 1 terabyte. So I ended up formatting it, put it on my PC. I didn't really use it in there. It's like my 3rd hard drive. So now it gets to go back into its original owner. All right. Back on goes the top. Make sure it's nice and snug. And voila. First one done. Now for the big boy, the Pro. So on the disk drive here, I can see where it's going to go there. So yeah, so if the power's facing me, it's the right side. So if this is facing me, it's the right side, which would be this. So this should pop off the same way. Oh, wow. So that was actually way easier to open. All you're doing is you're lifting right here, it pops and off it comes. That was super easy, way easier than the original. Okay. So, why don't we just go ahead and throw the SSD in? Oh, the SSD goes on the top. So I'm gonna assume it opens the same way. Doesn't feel great when you do that. All right. Looks the same. Just gonna undo the screw, take that guy off of there. It already has the screw right there. That's gonna be the standee. So leave that in there, just take the screw out. That is going to prop up your SSD. Now comes the screw. Oh, it came with the standee. How about that? Don't think that's what we want. All right, where's our SSD gonna end up here? End up in this hole here. So that second one is where I'm going to put my little riser. Doesn't matter which way it goes. Nope, just as precariously positioned either way. So that's in, SSD goes in. Okay, well, it's in there. Screw that back in. On goes the cover. Pushing against it. Should be fine. I'm not worried one bit. Should be fine. We gotta open our little disk drive here. Go ahead and pop that in. Okay. Okay, maybe this box doesn't come out. No, it definitely does. It has a top tab. Okay. Boom. It comes open. What is this? I don't know what that is. There's 2 of them. I guess we're gonna find out what they are. Comes with replacement plate, which we will have to put on there. And there is our disk drive, ready to go in. All right, so I guess these little things stick into the side. It's a side stand. So they're probably deeper than the the ones that come with the actual system, in case you don't have the other stand, you want to put it on its side. I guess that's what it's for. All right, well, we learned. Anyway, so all you're doing is you're going to put these feet thingies here, these two, right into the two holes here. And then this is going to connect right onto here. That metal is going to line it up, which is a hole you can maybe see right in there. Right in there. Put these guys in first, I'm sure, because they have notches. And that clicked. Yeah, so that's good. We're going to take our lid there. Put this little top back on. It's got Sony on the inside flap right there. Do this the same way. There's the assembled PS5 Pro with disk drive and 4TB SSD upgrade. So this little guy is ready to go. Disk drive and all, SSD and all. So is the old one. So let's go ahead and then we'll just do the stand so you can see what that looks like. Oh, what else is in the box anyway? We have a PS5 Pro quick start guide. And we gotta have cables. Yes, we do. Oh, and our controller. Oh, here's a stand. Ah, so yes, it comes with this little stand here, and then the disk drive has a taller one. So you can see them side by side there, the difference. Then, standard Sony HDMI cable, USB-C cable. USB-C cable, obviously, for charging your controller if you don't have a charging stand, and the power cable. Last and definitely least is the stand. All right, so here's what $30 of stand buys you. It buys you a little pamphlet for how you put it together. This little metal and plastic ring here. Put it right there. And then it has a back piece. Sorry, this is a plate, it looks like. So it looks like you attach this to your PS5, and then that is going to pop into there. That's what that looks like. So let's see what the base here looks like. Okay, so this is for the older PS5. Method of attachment differs between the CFI 2000 model group and the CFI 1000 model group consoles. Make sure to follow the correct attachment method for your console model. The plate is for the older model. Okay. So this plastic thing I just put on here is for the older model. We don't need it. So either way, you end up taking this, the little cap you took off the bottom, which exposed the screw, goes into the screw hole marked with triangle circle. Okay, that's the one. The triangle circle right there. You're gonna go ahead and put your cap in there. Okay. Align the screw hole up, marked with X and square. So X and square right there. That's the one, the hole that you're going to match up with this. And then you're gonna put the little thumb screw here in to attach it. So the nice thing is the original PS5 has that little plastic thing that it sits in, which is terrible. Honestly, if this is much more stable, that's cool. I just wish I didn't have to pay an extra $30. So we've gone ahead, we've put the stand on there. The cap's in the bottom in case you ever want to take it back off or whatever. So that's the cap, that's the screw that's in the base. This base definitely seems like it's an upgrade over the prior one. We have installed our disk drive, our SSD expansions in there with our preloaded games. So we should be good to go to give this thing a real run through its paces and see what it's all about. We're gonna go ahead, set this guy up. It's gonna have to download a bunch of updates, but the nice thing is because we put the SSD in here, it's going to be ready to rock and roll with some games. So we should be up and running pretty quickly. Then I'm gonna play through some stuff that I know is enhanced for PlayStation 5 Pro and some other stuff that, despite not being specifically enhanced by it, does get some benefits because PS5 Pro has some extra scaling and things that happen. Plus the fact that just the raw horsepower means you could be running quality mode and getting more frames per second. So let's go ahead and do that now. We'll try it out and I'll come back and give you my impressions. Okay, PS5 Pro is in place. I'm just gonna do this with the phone. Gonna go ahead, hit the power, turn it on, PS5. Uh-oh, it's saying set it up so I can use it. Is this gonna delete all my games? All right, so you can see right there, my hard drive is still there with the games and apps loaded. And when I started it up, it did have several of my games already here. I didn't download to install these are all from the SSD, so swapping the SSD over definitely did work.